Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 3 of Manor Lords on my channel. Today we're going to go ahead and cover small combat or early combat as far as raising a militia and hiring mercenaries, and then raiding the bandit camps that are in the early game. The bandits do 2 or 3 things, but most importantly what we're worried about is losing resources to them and gaining money from them. So the outlaw camps, you can communicate with them. We're not going to do that right now, but as you find them on the map, like there's one right out here, you can raid that camp when you're early in the game, and you can get resources, mostly money, crowns or shekels out of it, and that way you can add it to your population wealth, or you can add it to the Manor Lord's wealth. But to do that you need a force. There are 2 ways of getting a force. One is to use your militia, which you can't do until you reach the early stages by building at least 5 of the homes in your settlement. Or you can buy a militia, and that's all done down here. Right now we have no resources, no weapons, and not enough people to equip a militia. And then you can hire mercenaries, which come in the form of bands of warriors that you can hire, but it costs resources, and these resources are the treasury from the Lord's treasury, not the settlement wealth. So here we're about to finish our 5th and final home, which is one of our first objectives right here, to solve the homelessness problem. When we build this, we get a little message that says, hey, guess what, now you can form a militia. Now we've reached the next goal for our new settlement, and we get this message right here. A strong militia is paramount to the survival of any settlement. Luckily, a shipment of weapons has just arrived, and you will now be able to create your first militia. So we go to let's create the militia, come down here to the army, or press V, click on this create new units, and then these are the different militia units that you can get in the game right now as it stands. So we're going to create spear militia, because you notice we've been granted 20 spears and 20 large shields, and we have 10 recruits. Even though we have 14 total population, we only have 10 that can convert. And a way of seeing that is to look at each household. Go under the people, and you'll see each household has 2 males and a female. I'm assuming it's like dad, mom, and the son or cousin or brother. But either way, for now, what we're going to do, whoops, get off that menu. We're going to show you that we need to create the militia, the spear militia right here. And to do that, we need at least 10 more recruits. So the other part of this militia or army creator is hiring mercenaries. And you do that by clicking on this button right here. Then it shows you what mercenaries are currently available. You can mouse over the units to see what they are. And then you'll see the price associated with each unit right down here. This price comes from the Lord's treasury, not regional wealth, but regional wealth does not hire mercenaries. The treasury of the Manor Lord hires mercenaries. So that means we've got to use our militia first, because we can't afford, or you have to wait very late in the game. We can't afford mercenaries right now. Okay, so one of the things you're going to see throughout the early stage of the game is a bandit camp has been sighted. It will pop up as a message. What you want to do is click on that, and it'll take you to the bandit camp itself. These bandit camps will start sending bandits and raiders into your area and stealing your resources. So right now we have 2 bandit camps that we want to go loot. We're not quite there yet as far as our population and our base to hire a militia. As you'll see, we've still only got 10 recruits. We'd like about 20, because it's not uncommon for the bandit forces at this level to be about 14 to 15 in number. 15 is pretty common. So we have to wait a little while until we can afford. We have the spears, we have the shields, we don't have the bodies right now. So we've got to make our population grow. Right up here. So here we are again, being harassed by those pesky bandits who are stealing my wood supplies, which in the winter is a big deal. Obviously wood turns into firewood, and firewood turns into heating for the villagers. So we really need to get our population up. We're not there yet, we're not even close. We have only 5 families. We are 48% approval, When that gets over 53, well, when it gets over 50 and stays there, then we'll start getting more families, at least one family every month. So here we are, we've just reached 50%, and we've done that by instilling a marketplace where we have food variety and fuel. And eventually we'll have clothing once the tannery is up and running, which I just built down here. So they're setting up a market stall. That little icon means they're setting up a market stall right there. We have a tiny market. I'd normally build one much bigger than this, but that's plenty for now. And it's increasing the happiness of everybody involved. You can see right here that they're getting the food and fuel supplies to the houses and the homesteads. So what we want this up here, this approval rating, to be consistently about 54 or above, because it drops down 2 or 3 points here and there as the game goes through, passes time. So I'm also going to pick meat trapping or extra berries. Let's go with extra berries for now. Nuts and berries. So we'll hold off there until you see our population grow up now until we have 20 families. Here we are in February of our second year. We're still growing families, but I wanted to show you that we just got a message here. Said a bandit camp was sighted. That's very close to the other bandit camp, so it's going to be a little bit of hard times for our villagers at first, because now we have 3 bandit camps, all of which can attack us. But that'll be good news when we have a force strong enough to go and raid this new bandit camp here, because the newer they are, the less chance they'll have a force of brigands. So we'll be able to earn some pretty good money by raiding these bandit camps, and that'll stop the raids on our settlement. Here's another hot tip. Every now and then, in the second year, you'll start to see another ruler's army was sighted. You want to be very careful with these, because they can be quite big. And you'll see right here that that's 2 units of 36. Light mercenary spearmen and light mercenary infantry. And then down here we have light mercenary archers. If you start to click, okay, let's go kill those guys, then you're going to have a problem, because they're much bigger. We can't afford mercenaries right now. Our treasury is at 0. And our militia is only 16 people with spears and large shields. So it's going to really suck if you try and engage the war bands of other lords right now. So my advice, don't do it yet. You will be able to in the future when you've got a lot of money up here, a lot of shekels, a lot of crowns. You'll be able to go ahead and buy mercenaries and take them on. Just not yet, so be patient. Just as a reminder here, we're trying to get the approval rating to go up. To do that, you need a number of things. You certainly need market food variety and clothing market supply. So that comes from the market that was created right here. This market has quite a healthy food variety. You see we've got berries, meat, eggs and vegetables. One of the things you can do is use the initial regional wealth, of which there's 50, to buy chickens and vegetable plots. So they come in quite handy, and they're going to be sold at the market to the people, which give you the food variety that you're after, and that's a very important part of growing your approval rating. So here we have the approval rating is at 50%. It was over 50% but dropped down at the end of the month, and we have a new family that started moving in. So if you look in the top left hand corner, you'll see there are 5 assigned families and 1 unassigned family. That makes 6. That gives us a total population of 16. That gives us a recruiting capacity of 11 people. So we've got a ways to go yet, but that's the mechanism that we're watching. We're trying to keep the approval up, keep everybody happy, keep everybody well fed, and make a church and a tavern in the center here, and then we're going to build other houses around there. So reasonably early on, we're only in the second year right now, and we get the Raiders Near message. This is a bit of a trap. If you click on track their movement, then within the next year they will come and attack you. If you just say we'll be ready, you're kind of staving it off. And that's the safest route. That's what we're going to take for now, is we'll be ready for the attack. And hopefully by then we'll have made enough money from it hitting the raider camps that the treasury will be able to afford mercenaries. So here we have again the bandit camp that was sighted. It's all the way over in the east side at Zweo. They may get to it before I do, but I'm going to activate the militia right now, and I'm going to try and march across here and get to that bandit camp, because I really need that bandit camp. I've got to have some money in my lord's coffers, because I'm getting outpaced by the rest of the lord. What's his face? Hildebolt von Baronrout? Anyway, he is taking provinces, I'm not. So what I need to do is get this bandit camp raided so I can hire mercenaries and start having a go at this guy. Hopefully some more will pop up on the way. So let's close this. Go down to the mercenary making and place it right in here. And let's get going, boys. Yep, definitely pick up the pace, boys.
Forward! Move quickly!
So my town is still building in the background. Hopefully I'll get here before the quote-unquote bad guys do. Come on, it's a race. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 2 mercenary brigand bands. I need to get in here before they do.
Kill them! To battle!
Don't know if I'm going to make it. I think that's less of a distance than this is, but we'll see. Okay, so now we have a perilous situation. We have 16 bandits versus 20 of us. We should win the fight, although our effectiveness is at 1%, so I'm going to stop them right there. Because getting them wiped out will affect the population of my village, my town.
Yes, sire!
I just don't know if I can reach and win this fight in time and then still reach the bandit camp to claim the prize. So we'll have to see. So I've got to give my guys, I don't want to, but I've got to give them a chance to recover. So these guys are coming down from the high ground to attack me. And they're at 108% effectiveness. The only thing I've got is I'm better armed with spear and shield. And I have higher numbers than they do. But I have a really bad effectiveness. So let's see where this goes. I could try and sneak around them, I guess, but looks like they're going to engage me anyway. Guys are cheering themselves on here. Let me just pause it and get a good camera angle. 69%, 40% effectiveness, 69% fatigue, and 9% cohesion. That is not a good way to start a fight. But if it works, then you'll get to see. So I'm going to hit stand ground.
Stand and fight!
Defense is doubled, but the attacking is frequency is halved. Okay. So, well, we are defending. There's no doubt about that. Take it from the bird's eye view here. Oh man, I don't know whether this is going to work very well or not. This guy back here, he's like, I'll just cheer the guys on and coordinate from back here. Obviously he's an officer. So they are 15 to 20. I'm watching these numbers up here. 14 to 20. That's a good sign. (11 to 18). I've lost 2 villages so far. 8 to 17. There we go. We won. Now I need immediately to race up the hill and take their village, their encampment, otherwise this was all for nothing. So let's see where the base is.
Advance!
Go get it, boys. So we lost 3 villages. They lost a lot more than that. I think they lost 7 or 8 guys. And that's because their cohesion got low. Now, where is... Looks like they're moving away. Brigands for hire.
Sire! Yes, sire!
Desperately need this cash for my lord. Get his treasury up. There'll be 3 very upset wives when these guys return. So we pulled that one off by the skin of our teeth. Really, we didn't do too badly there at all. It's only because we had the numbers and had superior weapons that we won this fight. We were pretty fatigued. Okay, so we ransacked their camp. And let's claim the victory. This belongs to my treasury now. Okay, so with that's done, I'm going to send them back to base. I'm not going to engage this army because it will probably cost me a lot more damage than I want to deal with. So now we're up at 80% approval. That means when we're over 75% approval that we will... I see brigands. So they're coming from a base somewhere up here. Enemy unit has been spotted. Looks like they're going to attack down here, not me. But I still need my guys to make it back pretty quick. So there may be another encampment up here. If there is, I will send these guys back to here, disband them, put them back in the army, put them back in the village as workers. Then I will use this money up here to hire mercenaries. Mercenaries get paid once at the start and then once every month. So you need to be very careful and very frugal in how you use them. When you hire them, you have to use them right away. Pause the game there. It looks like they're coming after me. I'm not crazy about that. They could be going after this district here, this unclaimed district. But I'm going to disband my troops. This should give me the disband icon very shortly. There we go. And now, if these guys head back my way, I'm going to use mercenaries. The problem with mercenaries is they come in almost anywhere. Okay, so here we have now a final bandit camp that has spawned in the northwestern sector. And there is an army between me and it, so I'm going to go ahead and use mercenaries. So to hire mercenaries, you come over to this tab right here. And we have about 140 crowns or shekels or coins. And we're going to go ahead and pick... Oh, look at this. So here you get to look at the actual unit themselves, Brotherhood of the Forest. Brigands, and then we have light mercenary archers, and they arrive in Saxington. These others arrive in other locations. This is the force I would rather have. It's a little overkill for what we need though. So in this case, we're going to hire Zwiau or Saxington. Saxington puts them right in my area, so I'm going to go with that. Sign the contract. Now you need to be careful with mercenaries because when you hire them, they cost you money every month. So we're going to race up north as fast as we can and tear this apart because we need the money. Right now we have 7 regional wealth, we want that to grow, and we have 117 in the treasury. So I'm probably going to add it to regional wealth because I need to grow my settlement to get bigger so I can afford more stuff. But for now we're going to go ahead and fast forward, take the shortest possible route up here. And now we're using mercenaries, disposable warriors that won't affect the population of the village if something goes badly. So everybody's staying, my militia can still be called into the town if we get attacked, but they're also working their day jobs, whereas the mercenaries, the professional warriors, are going to be up here doing their thing. 18 thugs with clubs and 36 archers. This should be a different fight from before. And I'm going to go ahead and put them in here, and I'm going to let them rest up. You can see their effectiveness is going down quite quickly. Oops, slow the game down, and I'm going to go ahead and put them right in here. Actually, let's fight out in the open. It'll be a more dramatic scene. Let me just zoom out and make sure there's no other enemy forces sneaking up to capture my prize. So we're going to put the forces right here, and we'll fight out in the open where it'll be a little bit more cinematic. So we're backing up a little bit. The brigands are heading towards us. They don't stand a chance. They're gonna get hammered. So right now you can see their effectiveness is 100% for each. Cohesion is going up. So that's looking good. Oops, I didn't mean that unit. They can stay back there. I wanted these guys to be a little bit further forward. They have less options when you click on them up here, so that they're just basic troops. Although it looks like we have one with a sword who's the sergeant, I guess. The Brotherhood of the Forest. Alright, so we want the archers to be a little bit further back. Divide them up a little bit. So the brigands have to pick one, and whichever one the brigands pick to attack will probably be the closest one. I imagine the aggro will go on the closest. Archers did a pretty good job of pruning them out. Now my melee troops, my thugs with the clubs, are going to close on them from behind. We should win this one pretty quick. A lot of archers died, but it's kind of not my problem. Hate to be so mercenary about that, but literally they're mercenaries. So we're watching the numbers here. We're going down to 10. They'll break soon. Their effectiveness is 51% already, 1%, and they bailed. So there we go. Not very sophisticated early on in the game, but it is an easy way to make money, and hopefully now we can put enough money back in the coffers. I'd like to be able to put a little bit in the regional wealth and a little bit in the Lord's Manor, in the Lord's Treasury, Manor Lord's Treasury. But I won't get the chance to do that. I will have to pick one or the other, and I think we're going to go with regional wealth, because if we need to hire mercenaries, there we go. We have enough to hire a decent unit, or possibly two, of mercenaries with the 117 treasury crowns, or whatever we're calling that. I just pick one and get on with it. And let me zoom out and see if there's any more. I don't want to declare war on these guys yet, but I don't like that they're in my space. But either way, we're going to capture the bandit settlement. Captured, send the sources to the nearest town, because we want the town to grow. And I can't disband, yes I can disband these guys. I'm actually going to march them back. What I don't want to do is have them at the end of the month. September, can't see what day I'm on. Year 3 September, that is how you use the mercenaries. And so far you've seen how to use the militia and recruit the militia and arm the militia and fight with the militia. How to recruit mercenaries and use them to do the same thing, so that you don't have to kill your militia. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Leave a comment if you have some inside knowledge or a better way to do something, because I am learning as well. I share my knowledge with you, and many of you share your knowledge with me. I appreciate the love and support. Love and hugs. Peace out.